Nnamdi Kanu in the DSS dungeon. There is absolutely no reason they should obey the ruling of various of their own courts that discharged and acquitted Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Various of their own courts already said that this is an innocent man who was extraordinarily renditioned, who a crime against humanity was committed against. This is according to their own court. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, was kidnapped from Kenya on the 19th of June 2021 by the Nigeria government. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was tortured in Kenya for 8 days by the same Nigeria government. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was later smuggled into Nigeria, and since then he has been in the solitary confinement of the DSS. On July 2022, the 20th of July 2022, the United Nations Working Group on Arbitrary Detention declared that the extraordinary rendition of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a violation of international human rights conventions. The United Nations ordered his immediate and unconditional release. They did not mince words when they ordered his immediate and unconditional release. But Nigeria government has continued to ignore this opinion in the same manner that they have ignored the rulings of various of their own courts. The courts that discharged and acquitted this innocent man, Onyendum Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Instead, the Nigeria government have pursued every effort to inflict severe physical and psychological torture on this innocent man. We heard clearly from him in court when he made it clear the plans of the Nigeria government to keep him there, make sure that he's sick, use unqualified people to diagnose and treat an ailment that they have no idea about. An ailment that they have no idea about. An ailment that they created. The Nigeria government created most of the health situations that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is facing today was created by the Nigeria government. Remember that on the 14th day of September 2017, Nigeria government went to the home of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in order to kill him, to assassinate an innocent man. This is despite that the case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was in their own court. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was due to appear in their own court just hours later. They went in there to kill him. Thankfully, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu managed to escape. But the Nigeria government, the Nigeria military, the Nigeria security agencies, they ended up killing at least 28 people in his home that day. At least 28 people died at the hands of Nigeria government at his home that day. This does not include the number of people, lifeless bodies that was found in different dungeons left by the Nigerian government, killed and disposed in different areas by the Nigeria government. The 14th day of September was the day they went to kill him. They failed, but they killed a lot of Biafrans. And since then, they have continued in this direction. Since then, they have continued in abducting our people. They have continued in disappearing our people. They have continued in torturing our people. What crime did Mazi Nnamdi Kanu commit? Nothing. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu presented a solution to the problems that Nigeria is facing. That is his only problem. Presenting a solution to the problems that have been plaguing Nigeria for decades. What are these problems that are plaguing Nigeria that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu presented a solution to? The issues of corruption, the issues of political instability, the issues of human rights abuses, which Mazin Nnamdi Kanu has found himself experiencing firsthand. The issues of economic mismanagement. Yesterday I was reminded that the power generator, the facility to generate power that was launched at Aba cost an equivalent of around 10 billion today. But the Nigeria government spent 90 billion for people who went on pilgrimage in the same year. Something that could have provided uninterrupted at least 9 different states with electricity uninterrupted. These are issues, economic mismanagement, issues like this that Mazin Nnamdi Kanu raised with the Nigeria government. Issues like ethnic cleansing as a result of ethnic tension. That is the case in Nigeria. These are the issues that Mazin Nnamdi Kanu presented to the Nigeria government and presented them with a solution. Not that he presented them with a problem. No, he presented them with the issues bothering Nigeria and then he gave them a solution. But how did they react? They abducted him. They abducted this man who presented them with a solution to their problem. He presented Nigeria with a way out. He presented Nigeria with a way out through a United Nations supervised referendum. Although I must say that Biafrans just want out. Whether referendum or no referendum, Biafrans are tired of Nigeria. As a matter of fact, there is no Nigerian that is not tired of Nigeria. There is none. There is none. Today, Mazin Nnamdi Kanu is being tormented for presenting Nigeria with solutions. How do you think such a country can work? How do you think such a place is even legitimate enough to answer a country? How is that possible? How do you think that can function? The same people who today are abducting, killing, sponsoring the killing of our people in different places. In different places, not only in Nigeria, even overseas, today are telling us that we should unite in Nigeria. Whereas they do not want solutions to their problems. Whereas they do not want to solve the problems that the people are facing. That the people, how can such a place be regarded as a country? Today, we have seen the abduction of Biafrans in different places. We have seen Biafrans being slaughtered at different places. It is obvious that the genocide of the Biafrans 1966 to 1970 never stopped. It is now obvious that this genocide has continued. Rather, it changed the format. The format changed. Now it is quiet. Now it is silent. And this is why Biafrans want out. This is why we are saying enough is enough. This is why we called for a referendum. This is why we are saying we do not want to be part of a country that kills us. And how did the Nigeria government respond? They responded by employing criminals. They responded by employing criminals to commit crimes in the name of IPOB, to commit crimes in different types of crimes in our land, so as to have them blame it on IPOB and the leadership of this struggle. This is clear that this government, this country is not interested in bringing a positive development, not only to their citizens, but to Africa. not only to Africa, to the entire world, because Nigeria can easily be used as a launchpad for terrorism. As a launchpad for terrorism. Now, there is this voice note that has been going around for a while. I want to play it. I want to play this voice clip that has been going around for a while. It is something that happened at Obo. I'm sure you have heard of this. You've heard this voice clip. I'll play it as soon as we return from this break.
Just let him sort of speak to us, and we'll see how similar it is, and we can ask him questions as well, because I...
No, where is Fufu? No, where is Fufu? No way, no way. No way, no way. No way, no way. Yeah!
Are we a violent group? No. Are we a terrorist group? The answer is no. Then, how can the victim be considered as a perpetrator of the land? How can someone who is defending his land be considered as someone who is destroying the land? IPOB has never and will never cause death and destruction in any part of the world. Do not be deceived. Many are wolves in sheep's clothing, claiming they are IPOB, but they are not. So, discontinue and disregard any information detrimenting IPOB because it is false.
Where is Fufu? Where is Fufu?
Of course, IPOB is a peaceful group. Welcome back to Radio Biafra 102.1 FM. Now listen.
Criminals. We get the one that mandate I went to the memory. Criminals. Part of them, some of them are kidnappers here. Prostitution. All the prostitution, all the drug smokers and dealers, they're all here. We have, since in the afternoon, we have been here. Inside, our men follow them left to right, to front and back to get this number. So we are videoing them to say to the state government for them to see that the Hope Security Vanguard in Obo Command, we are not sleeping. We must deliver. So we use this opportunity to thank our state commander. We use the opportunity to thank our distinguished Senator Hope Uzodinma, who encouraged us, who give us the strength to continue this assignment. Our commander can be proud now. Our governor can be.
This criminal spent more time praising the governor, a criminal governor. This criminal spent more time praising the criminal governor than proving his point that the people he caught are actually criminals. Now, how do you, I am not really coming here to analyze this video. Honestly, I don't want to, because this is clear. I'm sure you have watched this video. It is clear. How is it that you are, I saw this video a couple of times on air, on Facebook, and I never really paid attention to it. I never even watched it. This is how crazy I am sometimes. I see some things like this and I go through it. I understand what's happening here. I just see it. I see young boys properly dressed. You can see from the way they are dressed. You can see these people are, they came out from the water. You can see people with singlets, people with underwear, shorts, next close to river, water banks. You can see where they are coming from. You can see where they are even. You can see that these are just boys, kids. You can see that these are just kids. I did not even see one that had a beard. One. I did not even see kids. Now, how do you have kids who at the same time they are they are dealing drugs, that is, they are selling drugs, they are using drugs, they are prostituting, all in a particular place. They are killing, they are abducting people, all in a particular place, a small place in a river. No guns, no, not even a knife. The only guns we saw are being carried by these criminals who are subjecting these children to torture. What I see here, I couldn't look at this video several times I saw it. Because of this, how do you subject these young people to torture? How do you subject these young people to such mental degradation? How do you do that? How? This is you let me play it again so you understand. I want to play from the second part so you understand where he paid more attention talking to the criminal governor, so that the criminal governor will recognize him. You might say, recognize him for what? Isn't that the question? Recognize him for what? I'll tell you, recognize him what it is for. Let me play it again so that you see how he's praising the... No investigation, no nothing. Just went and abducted young people. And you must understand, I want you to bear it at the back of your mind that young people in Nigeria are the most targeted people. Bear it at the back of your mind. The organ harvesting and all of that happening. Hence, I said you should ask me why. This is why. Young people in Nigeria are the most targeted people. The organ harvesting, the terrorism, the criminality. These are people that are ready. They see them as people that can be converted into terrorism, converted into criminality, and some of them used for organ harvesting. Look at the template in the notes. Let me play this one more time.
We got the one that mandate with the memory. Criminals. Part of them, some of them are kidnappers here. Prostitution. All the prostitutes, all the drug smokers and dealers, they're all here. We have, since in the afternoon, we have been here. Inside, our men follow them left to right, front and back to get this number. So we are videoing them to say to the state government for them to see that the Hope Security Vanguard in Noble Command, we are not sleeping. We must deliver. So we use this opportunity to thank our state commander. We use the opportunity to thank our distinguished Senator Hope Uzodinma, who encourage us, who give us the strength to continue this assignment. Our commander can be proud now. Our governor can be.
If you paid attention to that video, you find out a lot of information. Just in the few words he spoke, he spoke about number. First of all, he spoke about number. He wasn't speaking about ending criminality or crime. No, he was more interested in the number of people that he captured. I don't know if you this clip is I will still play it again at the end of this broadcast. He was more concerned about the number of people that he got, not about crime, because crime is non-factor. It is not a factor here. The factor here is how many young people can you get, can you bring? and label them whatever name you can. Remember that labeling these young people, you have marked them. Not only have you marked them mentally, even physically, you have marked them. Tomorrow, when you come and tell them, go and commit this crime, they become easily susceptible to committing that crime. It becomes easier for them, having been terrorized once. They understand that if they could go through this and nothing happened, then what will happen tomorrow? So it becomes easier for them to be recruited into criminal gangs. So number was a serious factor for him. And then he said that Hope Uzodinma gave them the authority. What authority? He wasn't handling crime here. He was only collecting number, recruiting in number. And these people are those who are causing the crime in our land. This happened in Obo. And you know what I noticed? What I noticed is that with the crime that happened at Olo, that is happening in Olo, it has become a signal for criminals in different corners of our land to raise their hands up and say, you can recruit me. You can recruit me. Okay. I wanted to play a reply to it, but I'm not sure if this reply is that much needed. But let's just play the reply. Let's play the voice of one of the victims so you understand what I'm saying.
Ito bomandeo no onye na alolia o comrade Osichukwu Okafo anwa for ihinna dia bana chala Thomas community kede ni ito boma.
I want you to pay attention to what this guy, how he started. He introduced himself. He is not afraid of who he is. He's not afraid of where he is from, because he knows that he did not commit any crime. The criminal that spoke before, that spoke earlier on, talking about the numbers of which this guy was included, he did not even identify himself, because he understands that he is a criminal. Now look at an innocent man addressing his people. Listen to one of the victims.
Ito bomandeo no onye na alolia o comrade Osichukwu Okafo anwa for ihinna dia bana chala Thomas community kede ni ito boma. This is one of those boys who na hụ na video aha lie down apera here. Ano me ba ha ya si na that day. Ano me said mmiri ahụ abịdị nwa gunshots. Ndị abụra no less than 8 gunshots from ugwu ahụ na only to Mogu, both sides, actually both sides na-agba egbe n'elu. So with egbe ahụ gbagara elu, people bidozi scan for safety. Now so onye bụla na-asụsụ isi ọrụ. So some people abụcha bike ha chepe ha efe ha agba ọsọ. Ndị a bịarụ raise some of us, but anyị nọ na mmiri, ọ dịghị anyị isi ịgba ọsọ like down na bridge. And you're not in the middle, far after that from memory. Habiarole, does a coin here. Without asking any question, without saying anything, leave the coin here. Humiliate one, you have for straight time. Look at my nazo. Does never as if I will murder us. You can dash it, you can dash it 3 times as if I won't mad. Small boys, so small boys. The goose are bridge about small boys now. I just thought they had the quiet here without making any investigation. No investigation, nothing. Man, I say before you make this kind of thing, you have to search somebody. Then you search that person did guilty. You can carry him. Oh, hey, give him na give the go here, just like that. You could just molest the time. But I know na line. Gawanu leze is on the quarter. Nema can do him. Don't have a line. I know no less n'ihu ụlọ eze agara m n'ụlọ eze more than 2 hours na anyị na-eche ka eze pụta ka ajụkwa na eze sele ihe problem eze apụta ya ahụ eze instead elore ha bịa nye ha fanta ha ṅụọ n'isi anyị ka ha ji gide ndị ohi gide ndị kidnappers small boys then to my greatest surprise ndị a bịazie were some of their brothers one day only in tomorrow ndị obo not there with us gidere that time apịara ihe brought some of those boys sepụzie ha as brought inside ụlọ eze Benjamin Wajimogo kpọrọ ha inside anya ahụzi ndị ka ahụ again erezie some of us si ụzi ndị ụmụ ohi na ndị mba abịa buzi anyị tie anyị na moto na-akụ ihe tie anyị na moto na-aja asị lekwana ihe nwe ha mere unu ele ha mere unu na-akụ ihe na-ele ya accusation na-eme anyị video na-ekwu all sort of rubbish na ha mere ndị aka ha dị ọcha shi ka ha bụ egwu mmiri na hot afternoon unu ebido na-akụ anyị also okay na since na otoko ka anyị aga sị nsogbu adịsị mgbe a gara n'otoko anyị kpere eze nna-eti anyị na moto before you know it agbafela otoko anyị bidozi na-erezi ala m na-ashat ele ihe bụ problem ele bụ nupụ anyị aga ele ihe mere unu nupụ anyị aga unu agbafela otoko ele bụ nupụ anyị aga before you know it anyị eruole ahịa junction after na army checkpoint anyị bidokwa na-ashatụzi kidnappers ka ndị amị ahụ ike mee intervene ndị amị ahụ akwụsịkwa anyị o ndị vigilante anyị bido tụwa achị ụwa ndị amị na iwu kidnappers na iwu cultists that na ha gidara anyị with many things with gun with mkpụrụ mmiri condom igbo all these things ha kwughe n'ọnụ onwe evidence ha ji onwe ha gidara anyị with ha yọs nọ na-atụrụ ndị amị achị ndị amị asịsa anyị oke na ụjọ atụla anyị ma aka anyị dị ọcha na anyị gawa ngaga masị problem adịla before you know it after 8 anyị ụlọ were fire service ka anyị nọ mesh na window mapụ ka m na-emerụ ahụ dadị ka m na-aka ka moto na-akụ gbuo dị m sef gọsụ smọtin na moto aja amụọla m ka m si na windo ha mapụ ndị mmadụ asha atọ ha achụwa m mgbalaga then ha freeze the men of the boys ndị nọ n'ime moto ha dị too much I dị more than 15 ma awụfu na from that moto ha bruzie the rest gawa Tiger Base then one of my guy yesterday agalaga bra bike ya that arọba man na-agwa ya asị na o nwere lock that egide ya na chimide gidere na ọ ka dị more than this thing na-agwa ya na sị na those boys egidere na akpọrọ ha garo Tiger Base ya ruo na ndị ke nọ na sel anọ already na more than 40 anwụọla ebupụta ha side ekwesị n'ihi ya directives ha gawazi state side ebe state side ga-ebupụta those boys ndị na-enweghị ha mere ndị aka ha dị ọcha eburu akọwa state side ga-adọsa ha since Monday ruo now na onye ọbụla mụrụkwa anya ahụ ma ndị vigilante obowa ha mụrụkwa anya ahụ they cannot focus up and go scot free ka anyị na-elekwe ha
anyị agafeela n'ile ha this guy said a lot of things. I don't even know where to begin or what to point out exactly, because a lot. They even met the army on the road, and the army, what did the army do? They met the army on the road. The army said, if you guys said you guys are guilty, no problem. The army did not ask those people that said these guys are criminals, they are this and that. What evidence do you have? Let us see, since you caught them in the act and you are sending them to the police station. Can we just see briefly? Understanding the level of insecurity happening in our land, they did not ask this question. Why? They just said, oh, don't worry, go. If you are innocent, it's okay, go. It's okay, go. They went to the king's house. The king wasn't there. There was no call from the king to say, these are my people. Do not take them anywhere. Leave them there. Even if I will come back next week, let me come back next week. Let them be eating, be feeding from my house. These are my children. We have a failure, a total failure in leadership. As long as that geographical space that you call Nigeria, there is absolute failure of leadership. And this is Because it is a planned deal. It is because they put people who are not your people in charge of your lives, even gave them guns. Gave them guns. This guy is able to tell this experience because he managed to jump out of the window of a moving car. Because he managed to jump out of a moving car. What about others? What about others who could not? Remember, he said when they got there, about 40 people. When the others got there, about 40 people died. They were brought out, fresh corpses, brought out from there. From Tiger Base. Tiger Base is a place organized by Imo State Governor for the harvesting of organs. I told you this is what they do with this. Either they harvest their organs or they recruit them into criminal groups. But they first of all do what? Scare them. They first of all destroy their psyche, their minds. Why is Tiger Base operational in Imo State? What is the purpose of Tiger Base? About 40 people dead. Organs harvested. And do not think that these people will be buried, mass grave or something. The lucky ones get mass graves. The unlucky ones, their organs are sold. Their body parts are sold. We have a confession from somebody that managed to escape from one of such facilities. I said one of such because we have a lot of them scattered across our land. And what is their job? Listen to a professional that was part and parcel of a discussion on how our people's organs will be harvested. Listen.
This was a trick, and we know for sure that this was headed by an international organ trafficking cartel. They funded the National Assembly of some people estimate to the tune of 6.2 billion US dollars. They also bought all the Nigerian government, federal government hospitals at the cost of 3.2 billion US dollars. They even offered to buy all the Catholic hospitals for $2 billion, but the bishops refused that. So this is a well-organized cartel who are actually moving into Nigeria in order to actually buy up, or they have already paid an advance on all our organs. Anybody in the Federal Republic of Nigeria has no entitlement to their organs as it stands today with the law. And we know this for sure, that these are billionaires from the United States who funded this organ trafficking cartel to take the organs of Nigerians. Now, my colleague AGK had asked whether I was there when this cartel made the negotiation. The answer is yes, I was physically present in a deliberation. We were called as leaders of the private health sector to the headquarters of General Electric, the biggest company in the world, the leading medical company in the world. I was representing the Catholic Medical Practitioners of Nigeria and the Association of General and Private Medical Practitioners of Nigeria as the committee chairman of the National Health Act. And presiding over this National Health Act public hearing was Senator Ike Ekweremadu, who was then the Deputy Senate President. And
let me comment there. Who did you say was presiding?
Well, Senator Ike Ekweremadu, he was the presiding.
Remember that Senator Ike Ekweremadu is now in a UK jail for taking this particular crime that they paid him for into the international space. Remember that as we continue. Remember that you cannot say this is just somebody. This is with facts and figures. And even to the point that, black people, you've been paid, you think now because it is the world largest company that came and paid you for that in the medical department. Therefore, you can do whatever you want to do, even take it to their own home. You don't know that they find themselves, their lives worth it, unlike you. So he took it there and now he's in jail. Now let's continue.
The presiding senator for the bill public hearing. And the sponsor, the chief sponsor was Ifeanyi Okowa, now governor, but then Senator Ifeanyi Okowa. And just sitting by his side was also Dr. Chris Ngige, who was then a senator. So all of them were there. And I made this argument directly pointing out Section 48, that Section 48 makes an exemption that is impossible. You don't exempt. There is no situation in medicine where you can overrule or say the consent is waived. Consent is never waived. It could be transferred to the next of kin, but it's never waived in any situation. That is part of the Helsinki Declaration. So it's an international treaty. So we cannot make an exemption here in Nigeria. Then I also pointed out the loophole in Section 51. You cannot have the medical practitioner or the medical director of a hospital be the one to authorize that an organ is taken from someone to be given to another person. So it is wrong. You can't give what you don't have. That's a legal principle. Then I pointed out in Section 53 that it is also when you say reasonable cost for reimbursement of reasonable payments. What does that mean? Is 10 million naira reasonable payment for kidney? Some people will tell you that too. So you actually legalized the sale of organs in Section 53. Now, my colleague AGK had asked whether I was there when this cartel made the negotiation. The answer is yes, I was physically present in a deliberation. We were called as leaders of the private health sector to the headquarters of General Electric, the biggest company in the world, the leading medical company in the world. And we were told that Bill Gates offered them $2 billion to build 260 hospitals in Nigeria. So they want us to name our price so that we can be paid off, so we will leave the entire medical system, so that we will not be practicing medicine, we will not be practicing pharmacy, we will not be practicing laboratory science. In Nigeria, no Nigerian will be in the medical profession. And we should just name our price so we will be compensated for it. We couldn't believe ourselves.
Why would anyone do a thing like that?
This was done. I was present. It's not somebody told me. I was physically present before the executives of a General Electric with a number of other Nigerians in the health sector, in pharmacy, in laboratory sciences, and there were executives of GE from their headquarters in New York. This is the first time it's happening in the history of humanity. Nothing like this has ever happened. And I warned Ike Ekwuemadu before the Senate, and Nigerians there will bear me witness, and many of them still remember. I told Ike Ekwuemadu.
Okay, let us leave it there because of time. We will still come back to this some other time because there's a whole lot to unpack from this. When you listen to this, you understand the reason why your hospitals do not function. You understand why crime has increased. Because there are so many, one thing has several effects. It's like, let me use science. In science, when you bring an amount of water, it has so many molecules that when all of them are going in different directions, reacting, going in different directions, just one drop and you see a splash, it will just splash, go in different directions. It affects several corners, including creating insecurity. Because now those hospitals that you build without doctors, without nurses, without medical practitioners, who are those who will do the surgeries? For what purpose then, if you do not have these medical practitioners? It means they will bring in medical practitioners from the black market. If that is the case, that means who will now bring in the organs? Because black market cannot operate on a free and a normal, let's say, a market that is legal. Therefore, they have to now bring in such people like the guy that was terrorizing the people, the young people, and took them to where their organs will be harvested. Their organs are now harvested at a Tiger Base because the hospital was not built, because the $2 billion for hospital was not built. But do you think that some hospitals are not built for that purpose? Today, hospitals are harvesting organs legitimately from Nigerians. Imagine how a country sanctioned the harvesting of organs from its own citizens. And this is not just one of the consequences. Another consequence is that it has put money in the pockets of criminals, and therefore it has emboldened them. Now, let us listen to this voice clip from somebody, a criminal called Etel Odimegu. Let's listen to what he said. His confession. This is from him. His own confession. Let's pay attention.
I am very contented, very hardworking, young, vibrant man. A fake life. For information, I tell Odimegu, I tell Odimegu, I know him in a fake life. I've never lived to borrow. I am very contented, very hardworking, young, vibrant man. You see, it can't distract me. It's not possible. This is the cheapest side of it. It can't distract me.
I want to distract you a bit from here so that we can get a clearer picture of this. So this person was addressing somebody. He was addressing somebody. And then he started by praising himself. He said, Odi Jura, for that is he's rich. Let's use that word. He's rich. And for a rich person, how do you describe yourself when somebody asks for your profile? How do you describe yourself, especially to somebody that you claim doesn't know you? You talk about your companies. You talk about you are the CEO of this company. You are the founder of this company, or this is where you have worked before. This is your history. You talk about it. No, he did not. He simply said that he's wealthy. Not the source of income. But you will see, he will later reveal the source of his income. And you can link it with the money that is flowing through Bill Gates and the rest of them. Flowing through the federal government into the state pocket of Uzodima. What do they call it? Security allowance or whatever they call it. You can be able to trace his source of income to them. Let me begin it. It's just a very short clip. Let me begin it from the beginning. This is Etel Odimegu speaking.
For information, Etel Odimegu, Etel Odimegu, I know him in a fake life. I've never lived to borrow. I am very contented, very hardworking, young, vibrant man. You see, it can't distract me. It's not possible. This is the cheapest side of it. It can't distract me. Listen, I will bring anybody who confess that I'm owing him, I'll dash him money. However, the federal government did the World Bank over. Why are you talking rubbish? It's actually nonsense. Stupid. I will expose you. In marketing, you expose, you call me a bastard. You know who I am. Yes. In marketing, you expose, their criminal intention has failed completely. All the EFCN is nebe woto. Everyone Hannah, I will fish them out. Well, man, where were you when men were men? You're nobody. You're just talking rubbish. If you know how many of us so alike, I single-handedly have made it billionaires without any campaign. I pity you. If you think criminality will give you who you are, I'm here. Baragiaka, Atangika crackers. Agwangoa. You can't run from this surface. It's not possible. You may go anywhere you are, man. I will hunt every member of Striking Force. I will hunt all of them. I'll bring them to book. That's what I promise you. I'm not a man who speaks so very loud, who talk rubbish. I don't talk rubbish. You want integrity, you want class, you are nobody. Not to talk of you coming close. Everybody na bankata, you get no na gate, na the gates. Who are you? We are Morobi. Well, Canada. 5 of your members can clamp down today and will clamp more. Do you understand? 5 for ESN, you are co-sponsors. We'll clamp them more. God will punish you.
So he basically confessed that he's basically confessed about his criminality. He basically confessed. He said, hunting. What is hunting? You pursue and you kill. For fun. For food. For money. That is hunting. That they will hunt innocent people down. Innocent people. He even said that there's something I want to also bring, but he even said that they have killed 5 ESN. You know, they kill our people and they label them ESN. And ESN are people who their job is simply to protect the land of Biafra. So you can imagine that invariably this person is encouraging insecurity. Invariably, he is one of those, because he talked about his money, but he didn't talk about where the money came from. And listen to his language. The same language that the Perima in Finland uses, woto woto. The same language. He said they are crying woto woto. Now, shallow people brag with money. Shallow people, they want others to know who they are. With the money they have, not their profile, not what they have done to get where they are. He said he will hunt some people down. Then the question is, whose authority is he killing our people for? You listen to the first clip I played in the beginning of this show, where the person mentioned the authority that he is clamping on innocent people for. He mentioned the person who gave him the authority. The 2 people actually mentioned 2 people. But we know the authority, even the king that refused to act when he's supposed to act. How do you take over 15 young people out from my community? Even if I'm in London, you must keep them until I come. Let this trend not keep on happening. That person spoke about who gave him the authority. But this person, he knows where his authority is coming from. Okay, who gave it? That one is known. Who gave him the authority is known. Now, on what authority is he killing our people for? On what authority is he killing our people for? Extrajudicially. Is he the police that are supposed to investigate and arrest offenders? Arrest offenders. not kill, arrest offenders. Is he the court that should prosecute and decide who is guilty and who is not? So it is clear who gave him the authority. What authority? Authority as a police or authority as the court? So you understand those who are creating this insecurity, those who are funding it. The federal government funds the state government. The state government now funds them, and they can come out and tell you, anybody who says I owe him money, I will dash him money. Who dashes money like that? Except the person did not work hard for that money. Who dashes money like that? Except you did not work hard for that money. The truth is that the failure of these institutions, the courts, the police, the failure of these institutions have empowered people like Ethel Odimegu. It has empowered people like Hope Uzodimma, the Supreme Court governor. It has empowered all these criminals, and now they think they are God. This voice note is a clear indictment on the killings happening in Osu. A clear indictment. If the Nigeria government is interested in fighting criminality, why is Hope Uzodimma spending money on criminals like this? To the point where this criminal can brag about having money instead of bragging about his company. Instead of bragging about his company. Why is Nigeria in existence even? Who does Nigeria even favor? Who is it that it favors? People like Bill Gates who invest money into organ harvesting. These are the people that Nigeria favors. Not Nigerians. Not Nigerians. Nigerians are the ones that their organs are harvested in Damaturu, in Jos, in Osu, in Olu, Imo State, all over. Nigerians are the ones who are dying in the hands of their own government because some foreign companies, corporations are funding their own debt. Let us narrow it down to the criminality happening in Osu. Who is it favoring? Who does it favor? Of course, not IPOB. How can criminality favor IPOB when IPOB is simply asking for a referendum? Criminality will shift away our focus on our demand for a referendum. How will criminality? Even Nigeria government themselves said we crowdfund. That means we fund ourselves. We help contribute towards our growth. So then, how will criminality help our organization? It will not. It will only destroy it, which is why the Nigeria government is steadily funding people like this so heavily that they can come out and brag. Come out and brag. To the point that other people are now emulating them. They gather people, they make videos and make sure that it reaches the government so that they will in turn receive their own money. This is Nigeria. This is Nigeria. This is why we say Nigeria must come to an end. Now, let me play responses. People who are testifying to this guy towards the killings happening in Osu and Ethel Odimegu's involvement. Not just the fact that he has said it himself, but people testifying, saying, yes, we know. You don't even need to tell us that you are involved. We know. Just listen.
Also, one is Yoku. Ụmụnne m ndị ọsọ ụnụ afụgonu ka o si aga n'ọsọ ebe nwe 300 DSS nwe ebube agụ more than 400 mụkwuo ndị amị a na-agbara anyị egwu na nkwawa mmiri na Kobahez ife ndị na-adịgo mma anyị nọtọwa Easter ndị traịrị a na-achọ ha achọ ndị na-agba ọkada agba ndị na-agba ọkada agba ka agbata ego a na-achọ ha achọ ụmụ ha nọ n'ebe a na-ebe akwa anụ m daadị m agba m na ihe na-eme kịta bụ na etelụ na wọrịwọ na ogbu agụ ego etelụ chọrọ etelụ enwetaghị ego ahụ ha nwa abanyezikwa kidnapping onye akpara agbanyụ fonu ya agbanyezila fonu ya mgbe echisọsa ha gbegezi ya kpọọ ga-agbaghị ego na iyi akwụ ekwuzie the money ekwega the money ha were mara aga release na release because ele gị anya were mara ego ndị bụ na nwere ike ịkwụta otu esi n'ide otu achọ gị na ndị na-achọ gị because most of ndị na-eme ihe na this platform ha ma people na-demand onye nke ha ba ha ma ndị na-ebe agwa ha marago ihe na-efukwara business oge ha na-eme n'ọsụ onwe ihe ọbụla etel nwere ike imewu n'ọsụ you can never achieve anything ọ bụkwa ihe efu na-eme na kidnapping and killing and ihe nkịta go were asa aka ọrụ ya ka ha wee nwee ike na emeetkwa up ụmụ ego ha na-edisiri so ụmụnne m ngwe ọzọ ajabụkwa na ọ bụ anyị nwee gbadakwa ụkwụ n'ala chụkwakwa ndị a bọmba to bọmpa otu a si achụwa because ihe ifere ha na-eme kịta na ọ bụrụ na ha chụba ndị ọsọ by fire by force ndị a ga-akwụsịkwa ihe onye nwudere anaghị ransom onye nwudere anaghị ya ego anaghị ego ọ bụrụ na iweta ga-adọmpụgodi ego ka achọ gị achọ bifo ha wee release ego lezena maka na ha ji akpọrọ onye dị overseas something years maka mgbe anyị na maka na gbara bọọlụ anyị gbara bọọlụ na 80s to 90s ka anyị na maka na gbara bọọlụ ndị a nakọta hụ maka anaghị na-afụzi ụzọ je kpọrọ ya ka ịfụzi how useless this set of people do how useless ka ha dị ka ha nwee ike ịma even onye na-eri 2 square meal onye na-eri 1 square meal tụgbọkwa na ete na ndị otu ya here mewukwe ụnụ here mewuo ụnụ na ụnụ nchọ na adịghị m ekpọ na ụmụnne mmadụ ala ndị ala very very stupid set of people na-ezugharị n'ọsụ short chukwu mee
you can understand that it is not as if these people are people who don't know them. These are people who know them from home. You cannot be committing a crime in a place and the people around there say, they do not know who commit the crime. If there are 2 people together and one person commits a crime, the people there, 2 of them, you must know it. If I did not commit this crime, then it's the other person. They know them. Let's listen to another evidence from somebody who knows him well. Somebody, I think he threatened even to kill. I think he threatened. Let's just pay attention to this voice note.
I will expose your tail of the man, he was too smart. One of our brother group on this particular platform that he was too smart. Smartness, I will run to my own witness and my own life witness. My own life witness. Life witness. Offense na so committee lebe ESL no believe now. Your committee believe. During the time of Modmodo Dendo. Modmodo Dendo. Abahebe Jerry Alabo so. Yeah, but first Esmoku Syria Nigeria Alabo so. Yeah, first issue Odmodo na tell Odmegu na one. I'm not killing business quite alright. My clean business happened yesterday, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, yesterday, go with the based on Obuago in the open ground. Obuago and not clean business. But to Otogo, a tell Odmegun Odmoduzi, the other good mode, see Babe Jerioko. Nigeria sponsor ESN. No one dog Kuku. Nigeria was working with the sky. Jerry was working with many politicians like Simpoko. COC Akorisa. nke data ewejuru the voice note but the thing up all the go to smart got to the voice note of Fanyana Odimodu could delete wipe everything down because I'm phone the whole thing this man was deleted the last 3 days 4 days they deleted it because the phone are not with me. Ugochinyere, yes. With more than I had that kind of thing. I was there presently, lively, and I'm there live. Na beer na sa. I'm the more that said I had game more than I didn't know. I say okay, I want to give me the young but surrender that Yahuga give Yahuga a life standing. Oto goes away and Yahuga a life standing. That he will keep up or keep on his promise. The human ogbare loge many but know that say I know that we never betray the struggle for life. But the one that started Yamotia. He had the model he had a gija that day, but he had the healers, one machine. He had that day a complete good 4 soldiers, Garija, one machine. I don't know how to make it. After everything, Odimodo, I want similar when he tell Lord Medugun Emir, the tell Lord Megun set here up with Ushigwe. Ojibaka, who blessing of my home, the transfer who got for the transfer will suffer so much. But Odimodo, I want what more the Rubet to as if I'm not mistaken. Odimodo Rubet 4 more 5 months or Jemo. A turn now use his gang. I got Babe Jody Alabo Soccer. The day no here, oh, with Ramian Cruz said they have played their last card because of the more the boy is secure, Bay Jury. Happy Ebuako. Happy Gahan Cogasi, all these things in Juana Cogasi by a tell of the Megotel is trying to play. Always is trying, he is playing politics 2027. Or he'll play the politics of Nili Wanaba, Oga Gamblocha. He is too smart. Because that particular day, the world say Kugoku, I was born and brought up in Obune Kingdom. I'm a collaborator in Obune Kingdom. I'm Boptam. Ya Jomaka Benin, Ibubahi, Obune Kingdom. I was born and brought up at that particular place. Only second Obune Hane, Boku, one local Kuchahilo, say, I gave me a move, drop where na dex here. One no can apple. You may not have seen Kaipoa. Can the DJ start the machine on Kaipo or Sina cover up? Share. Let me say a word. Then what power and then what power Haloma. So I'm still coming back. I'm come back. How can you move in here? Let me come back again. Onye amụma bụ a living witness till now. I couldn't before on this platform. I'm not able to belong. But onye amụma say ju onye amụma well. Somebody this so wicked. Onye amụma could have been a dead person till now. Somebody wicked Onyama could have been a dead person till now. Onyama on a platform on a platform. I got forward real. Before Odumodu Bega no. Can I bash Onyama I gave 1 year? Even the console Umudime who name Odumodu, more boy or Odumodu. Anum upon a phone send the console. I'm on what they'll be console. Umudim. I'm on what they'll be. Choma we happen on now, but after so do the he went there, save all life he console. Several occasions. Mama go like a roll. Look and gago. Ever be happy on ever eat bone. Would move the cow no panega. I'm a Yezuka about a sap on Yama, happy on Yama, Garo. Nyabno didn't ruin. So I don't see the reason why to tell you deny all these things I'm supposed to. Marco. ọmụ ebe ọ ga-achọ ma ọ ga ọmụ ebe ọ ga-enweta m ya bịa ite Owere ya bịa m ite Owere ya si Obi gbagite ọgbọ eruru gbagite Amanatọ gbagite ọgbọ eruru ihe ọma ihe ile abụ ọchasị throughout anọ m n'ọrụ anọ m ya aha m bụ Akịdị Ojukwu adịghị enwude ya n'aka afọzie nga ọ na-enwude m nne wee n'aka ihe I must surely say the truth. Ọ sị ya hụ gwara odumodu na odumodu hụ ga-anwụ that he promised that ogbu ahụ o wepụtara that day after ka odumodu kwuchiri okwu sị na ya ha ga-eme ya ahụ o kwuru iji agbaba ejeri ọkụ odumodu ha ga-eme ya odumodu gwara ya openly na ya ha nwee ike imelata ya shift opu ọnya bụ esemokwu with godi ụlọ ma anesi ụlọ m ekwe ya 10 million naira from 10 million naira to 5 million naira ụlọ asị na ihe dị na ihe sa ha na ego ọnya bụ esemokwu ya na odumodu ọtaji ya na ejiri eje gbuo etelu from Obahoso mmadụ onye bụ etelu from Obahoso ọ na-akpa but I'm not afraid of him. Odumodu anwụọna ọnwụ ya ka ọ nwụrụ ọ ga-anwụ ọzọ onye nwụọ ọ ga-anwụ ọzọ ọtago edukeme mbụ ure onwe ya lamanya ga ya alaruo gị edukeme mbụ ure onwe ya lamanya ga ya alaru enwere ike etelu edumegwu nwere ike nwụ today next 50 years or 70 years or 100 years time ma anwụọ na ama na ọnwụ mụtara aka pụsa ama na ọnwụ etelu dị nso oles ma repentary si n'ihe the clean business ọ nọ n'ọsọ pụta minus that his days is numbered. Ọmụmụ eteretere m boys ya ugboro ole ka ha tried ike ha. The first shooting that happened at Itenansa, that was November 9, 2023. Ọmụ abụ onye izi ha kụrụ agbara egbe buru tiger m ihe ngoro tiger 370,000 with the receipt up till now can the receipt of my tiger ha buru ya rere ya na tiger na 1 million something ha buru wapụpụ m ha buru to mate ndoziere nwunye m ngoro ego m mate abụ 11,000 naira because scrap ka ngoro ti ego ti almost 100 and something thousand naira rọpụta mate ahụ ha hụ ya hụcha tayi ya hụ ka o sedede because my wife dị ime ọ ga-anya nwunye papa ka ya mịa ha buru ya pụọ n'ọzụrụ na celebrate. I have all their details. So I tell you, deny he haven't denied. Is not denied. He haven't denied. Actually, I don't know only the camera about the kuku. That I don't say aha. I didn't get your kuku. Onyamana, Yakawa. He knows what I'm talking about. Bangana come on, make camouflage. I'll be area. Picture only one the post na picture. Yes. Nobody will blame God. Only get blame God. Only get blame Chukwu. Shake them nke kamma. Maybe tomorrow the lady may be but also say prostate and organ viral. It will healing miracles. It will healing prophets. But also say prostate and only get pick but spiritually then she will be fine. Let him come and deny. No one boji kutoku. Bejeri, say buje buy oko. Nigeria na sponsor ESN. Secretly. On our weara. Body also. Secondly again, let me come back again. That's me come back. Amacha Madu they transfer so well. But I will still remember his name. Aquaria last year. Or if last year Aquaria. Or this year. Old boys. The man old boys well. Not organos here. For them as a bar here. A much amount too well and it answer. John Carpenter, but I'm come to the remember. O Tigre, he price one name okay. Muno Jedica and I met Tigre. Agasasia, and we're in the division of labor. Your price in my brother been Odumodu 10 million naira again here for Medabria, my husband and say, I get Medabria. Udumuda say why? Or say na family ahụ ji ego. Na ndị ahụ ji ego, they know they are capable of doing everything. We do want to say, but it's not the routine. Or say not the routine, because no ebe ka o si, n'ebe onye na-eri ka o si awachi. Anọkwa presently, a na-ekwu nke ahụ. Presently, a na-ekwu dapatala. Talk ana. Or say n'ebe onye na-eri ka o si awachi. We do want to say, well, na onye chọrọ ịkwa ozu, na ihe oge ha gwara ha awụ, onye chọrọ ịkwa ozu kwa ozu, onye chọrọ ịgba nkwụ. But onye ọbụla chọrọ ime anything ọ chọrọ ime feel onwulili na ọ chọrọ help those that inside the bush that is suffering na-achọ ka Biafra bịa nya mee osi oke na ịhụ ga-put the agenda na achọrọ 10 million naira na ọ bụ na ome city a ga-enye n'ọha na 5 million naira ga-apụta udumoda amekwa ya sị ya na onwekwe ya ịhụ nara ego ọ bụkwa oruchasị na ya ịhụ nara mmadụ ego but ọ bụ na free will donation na ọ bụ na osi were goro ihe osi mee na there is no problem. Or see, okay, a move. That was the first meeting before the second one of Ija Bon Bejedo. Moses and I gave me. Even including Onyama was involved. Including Onyama was involved. Na keys in Bandeku. Stroke the second one. So I'm not even gonna say video. But this particular voice to all the so far the elite here. Na the phone o nwere about 3 groups in forward warrior aga m akpọchukwa somebody in the contact ya na the group wetakwu ya because I forward sere ndị a say ha keep way na ọ dịka abụ onye ama na ihe dị na ka agbapụta he will still come out that particular voice to ga ya pụta because all the too smart quite all right to delete it inside the phone but aga m na-evoke back because I keep one record na-ebu ibu ka m bịakwa.
Okay, I think this is where I'm going to leave it so that I will be able to open up the line and have a conversation. But if you have been following, then you must understand that we are having a conversation this morning concerning those who are making our land unsafe, those who are creating criminality. Even when our leader has spoken against criminality, right from the beginning of this movement, our leader has said that criminality will not bring us Biafra. He has said severally that those who are killing their brothers are those who are working to make sure that Biafra doesn't come. He said it in a different way. He said, if we kill our own people, Biafra will not come. What does that mean? Those who engage in killing our people are those who are trying to make sure that Biafra does not come. That Biafra does not. You know, I'm trying to ask our people, what are we doing? What are we doing? This killer has been bragging of how he made people billionaires without talking about the job. He said without campaign. I don't know, which means without them being in politics. He made them billionaires without talking about the kind of business. Is that the reason why all of these killings is happening in Oslo? And our own people are quiet because they have been made billionaires from these people terrorizing us. What have our people turned our land into? What type of land derives joy in the shedding of blood? Innocent blood. It can only be these criminals when their blood is on the road. The ground will even be proud because that will bring an end to innocent blood. Such a land that will be happy for the sharing of blood cannot be our land. It cannot, because we understand our land. But the responsibility is ours to take actions against criminality. Our leader has said he has given us the instruction that our land must be calm. Therefore, it is a responsibility. It is a responsibility. Someone commented on and said, my God, are we going to fold our hands while this is happening? I say, when we fold our hands and let things happen, it means we do not want to control. We do not want to know how things are going to go. We just want things to happen. And we cannot keep living in such, we cannot keep existing in such a way. We cannot keep existing in such a way. You know what is even very, very alarming? The way they casually talk about this killing. They even said it is a killing business. They even called it killing business. That is something that I find so alarming. Killing business. You know, a lot of money was injected. And people are now making competitions. Who will deliver more bodies? Who will deliver more bodies to the government so that the organs of these people will be harvested? You saw the video I played where that guy was specifically, he was concerned about the increase in number of his victims. He was talking about how they have made sure that they went around and gathered people. Increase in number. Because they call it killing business. Extrajudicial killing has become normal. The federal government has set the standard. They have gone to meetings, discussions on how to harvest their people's organs, the organs of those that they are leading. They have made killing people a lucrative business. Every time Hope Uzodinma is getting federal government to pay him money, security vote, and then this money filters down to even people like this. Please do bear with me. I'm trying to see if I can open up the line. One-man job, so we are trying to make sure that everything works well. But before I do that, let me read this news from Sahara Reporters. This is in commemoration of the massacre that happened in Rwanda, the genocide that happened in Rwanda. At least Rwanda, their own is recognized. So now they can speak about it. Now they can engage the international community on this subject matter. What about us? This is from Sahara Reporters with the heading that says, Rwanda's president blames international community's inaction for 1994 genocide 30 years after. I'm seeing calls, but I'm not seeing the number. I feel my phone it vibrating, but the call is not coming in. I'm not seeing it yet, so I'll get to bring it to Biafrans as soon as I'm able to respond to this. Oh man. Okay. Let me read this. It says the assassination of Hutu President Juvenal Habyarimana on the 9th of April 6, 1994 triggered the rampage by Hutu extremists and the Interahamwe militia. Now, okay, let me see this call. There is a call coming in. Let me bring the scholar to Biafrans. Okay, I've lost it. So, but what I want to actually bring out from this is something he said, something they said. This is a gathering of a lot of people, dignitaries from all over the world. And it says, Rwanda was completely humbled by the magnitude of our loss, and the lessons we learned are engraved in our blood, Kagame said in Kigali during a solemn ceremony to commemorate a 100-day massacre that claimed the lives of 800,000 people, largely Tutsis, but also moderate Hutus. Now, This is 100 days massacre that claimed the lives of over 800 people. Now imagine one day somebody saw over 40 people, 40 corpses from one place, not even from a lot of places, from just one place. Please do forgive me. I'm trying to restart the system so I can we can answer calls. I don't know what's going on with this system. Let us see if I can restart it. And then he went on to say it was the international community which failed all of us. Whether from contempt or cowardice. Kagame said on Sunday, addressing an audience that included several African heads of state and former US President Bill Clinton, who had called the genocide the biggest failure of his administration. Okay, the biggest failure of your administration, but genocide is happening as we speak in our land. It is happening as we speak. All these world leaders gathered in Rwanda speaking about, how we failed. It is happening today and they're all quiet. They are all quiet. What I'm trying to bring out from here is that the solution to this problem lies with us. How can such crime be happening where you're from and you're quiet? And you are quiet. Don't you know you share a responsibility of the safety of where you are, especially when your government has failed? Now, it says here that in keeping with tradition, the ceremonies on April 7, the day Hutu militias unleashed the carnage in 1994, began with Kagame placing wreaths on mass graves and lighting a remembrance flame at the Kigali Genocide Memorial, where more than 250,000 victims are believed to be buried. Okay, I'm still trying to bring out this, where the international, where President Emmanuel Macron spoke about the international community's failure to intervene and all of that. Okay, it says, with French President Emmanuel Macron expected to release a message on Sunday saying France and its Western and African allies could have stopped the bloodshed but lacked the will to do so. They could have stopped it if they wanted to, but they lacked the will. Now, I want to bring you back to home. Who is this crime in Biafra land favoring? Then you will understand why the government does not have the will. They do not want to. That is what it means. They could have stopped it, but they did not want to stop it. The government gets enough funding for security, but everyday insecurity keeps going higher. Why? Because they are funding it. They are funding these people like the man that has been named here several times, Etel or Dumegu, funding them to harvest organs of their own citizens. Even the African Union chief, who has failed to condemn the abduction of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who has failed to ensure that the killings, the genocide happening in our land is brought to an end. Even him commented. He said in Kigali that no one, not even the African Union, can exonerate themselves from their actions. Let us have the courage to recognize it and take responsibility for it. When are you going to jail for that crime, since you are taking responsibility? It is happening today. Are you taking responsibility for it? No, you are not. Even what I'm trying to get at is that it is our responsibility. The responsibility of our safety is ours. We cannot trust, even the Nigeria government cannot be trusted. Look at what they have done, the mess they have done with their own courts. Look at what they have done with their own court. They have broken down their own court so that their own court doesn't even have any type of power. They make rulings and the DSS just disobeys. Flagrantly disobeys their own court. Even the Supreme Court themselves making a mess, a mockery of themselves. How do you now think that the DSS will have any sort of respect for them? How? The DSS that failed to obey the ruling of the Court of Appeal that discharged and acquitted Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, is it those that will have respect on the Supreme Court who made a mockery of themselves? Or is it the DSS, the Nigeria Security Agency, those that found abducted kids on the road with their abductors and they let them go? They said to them, oh, don't worry, if your hands are clean, if you did not commit any crime, pray. Pray. And this is the situation of things in Nigeria. Those who are meant to protect the lives of Nigerians are those who are ending their lives. This is why there is total mess in Nigeria. All the institutions have failed. All institutions have failed. Today, people are starving in Nigeria. They are just killing Nigerians through whichever means. Those that they can harvest their organs, they harvest. Those that they can use the terrorists to kill, they use the terrorists to kill. Look at what is happening all over Nigeria, in the north especially. Look at what is happening in our land, like I read to you, where government is busy funding such people. People are starving, yet Nigeria is one of the richest countries in the world. But people are starving. People are dying. On the road, on the streets, accidents, terrorists stop cars and abduct people. Terrorists stop cars, steal from them and set the car on fire with them inside. And who are the targets? Biafrans, us. Because they have thought to themselves, if they cannot get us, use their criminals that they have recruited and paid handsomely, if they cannot use them to kill us in our land, then they can try to kill us when we come out. I guess that is their plan. I have finally been able to get the system up and running. Let me see. I have a caller on the line. Let me see if this call will go through. Hopefully it will. Hopefully it will. Thank you very much, Mazi, for calling in. Can you hear me? Okay. We are having some issues connecting. Okay, yeah. We have connected. Thank you very much, Mazi. Can you hear me? Okay. Okay, let us continue.
I guess that is the plan.
Mazi, can you hear me?
Yes, Mazi Sochima Mbanali. Udo dịrị gị nwa Chineke.
Dekwarage. Please go ahead, introduce yourself and your opinion. Ndewo.
Ndewo, great Biafrans. We are in the era of disruption. My name remains Mazim Obasi Ejikeme. I'm coming from blessed land of Biafra. Biafra is our religion. On this hallowed platform is where we worship. Eze Chukwuka Biama is our God. Our leader remains Mazin Namdok. We can never back down because we have come to settle our issue by ourselves. Nobody will settle it for us. That is why we are here. We have taken an oath to restore Biafra, not to kill our people. There is something Mazi Nnamdi Kanu saw, and he said no. Our land must be the way our ancestors was before the evil British came. That is why everybody, a truthful Biafran, is supporting what we are doing. If you are a pure and Igbo man, a true son of the soil, you know that Nigerian and every British hate us. So all of us can stand, all of us can join hands together to say no to it. What is the offense of Igbo people in one Nigeria? What is our offense to every British? Somebody who are defending one Nigerian can come out and tell us and explain to us why are we be suffering like this. Look at what is going on all over the place. Look at what people are doing to our lives, our people, to make sure that they make us look like evil people all over the place. Now killing our people is now a business. See, there is something I said in presence of our leader in 2017 in the company. I said, the leader, the way I'm seeing this thing, it will get out of hand. That is what I said that day. He said, no, we are going to manage it. But look at what these people caused. Immediately they arrested, they kidnapped our leader. Everywhere scattered. Because that is what they want. That is what our people, these evil politicians in our land want. You said that we are going to be free. I want to get Biafran to listen very well now. If we don't handle this thing the way we're supposed to handle it, let me tell you, times come, people will come out and said, if happened that Nnamdi Kanu did not come out, all these things will not have. Remember these things. I can never forget what I discussed with people. Whether 30 years coming, I will tell you what I said. People will tell our children, this is what happened. We must listen very careful, because I am million album when I listen to our people talking about killing our people. I know what happened where I am. People was calling me that what we are doing is this, is that, that there is something we need to add to it. I asked the person, what is this? What that you want me to add? That I will move away from where? From the struggle all of us agree to restore our nation the way others are living. What do you want? He tell me that there is some politicians, they know where their children are, they have money, we're supposed to go and do this. I said, God, see, let me tell you, any day I put my hand into evil, that day I will die. Don't ever call this line again. Tell me this rubbish. Don't ever in your life. I'm not that kind. I'm a pure Igbo people. I respected the rule of nature. We are in Igbo. Look at what our people are doing. Please, if you are trying to join them, remove your hand. People are dying back of England because we want to save our land. People are capitalizing on this, using it and doing evil all over the place. I will go and burn, somebody will tell me to go and burn my fellow Igbo people house. Not that he build it in anywhere, in your own house. You thinking that you are going to go free? No. And my people lost their own loved ones. They want to do burial. I asked them to bring money before they will do burial. Who does that? In Igbo land. And the people look at this thing and following their will. Great Biafrans, we know what we represent. No matter what is killing us, we love more. We love money so much, more than human being. I know Zafa Nduke ego, but now ego kazemade. in our land. How can we allow this thing to continue? I got to get go. Let me tell you something. Any day you mention somebody evil and I notice, I got to get ogu. Togian eke, Togian olu, Togian ho, Togian anko, Togian otuto, Togian ogu, Togian apani, Togian every minute of the day until I have to more than more to because if you allow this thing to continue, on a clue to more people. More people, he's recruiting men that will continue the way. You know our people, when they learn something, especially evil, that will continue like that. That is why sometimes I hate why this thing is happening.
Thank you, Mazi.
But Chukwuka Biama will be our witness. We don't hate anybody. We are not against any people. What we are against is evil. Our leader is in there because of he wants us to be free. Why? People are committing this thing because of it's in there. Great Biafran, you know what to do. Stay away from evil. Remove fear. You see this fear that this will do, this will that. No, remove it from your eyes. Stay together, our leadership. Follow your thing. Train yourself hard how to hold these evil people down. Whenever we hold them down, our land will be peaceful. They won't want to. May Elohim bless you.
Bless you too. Thank you very much, Mazi. Somebody commented and said, these are those Eperima boys. Okay. Somebody commented and said, these are those Eperima boys. Now it's obvious that Eperima is working for Hope Uzodimma. You can see where the contract came from, where they are making their money from. You can see. Let me see if I can bring in this caller who's been calling. Let's see if the system will allow us to. Okay. While I wait for this to connect, let me also read to you some comments. Afunwe Lotana said, this is what these greedy individuals are doing in our land with the lives of our people. Very, very sad. That is very, very sad. That is true. And Brainbox said, this is quite shameful. This is quite shameful. They are busy racketeering and tagged it to our God-sent ESN. Okay. That is a comment from somebody else. And I'm trying to read comments so that we can see also the opinion of Biafrans. These are people who are going through this problem. These are people who are facing it every single day. Every single day. Okay, people are thanking the doctors who made sure that this report came out. This is the situation that we have found ourselves. The truth of the matter is that you cannot wish a problem away. There is no way that you can wish away a problem. Every problem must be solved. And this is a serious problem, a problem of existential proportion, a problem that is designed to take away our lives. And this is a problem that needs urgent solution. Urgent solution. We'll keep bringing out such information. We'll keep updating. Okay, let me see if I can answer one last call. We'll keep bringing such information so that our people will also see the criminality happening and find ways in order to end this criminality. Mazi, you are live on Radio Biafra. You have 3 minutes. 3 minutes. Please go ahead, introduce yourself and your opinion in 3 minutes.
Mazi Mbanali nwanne m nwoke Udochukwu okike abịama 3 minutes dị oke Udo Chineke Odogwa kere ụwa ke mmadụ wudo edere gị chi ndị gbazara aha omedicha ọzọ. And on this earth, this is the land he gave to our ancestors. And we are their descendants. And we are taking it back. And do not apologize to any human race on this earth. Let every human race respect themselves and allow Biafrans to exist. It is very arrogant and very devilish and evil for a particular race to be exterminated on this earth. Why? Because we are the children of the Most High. the owner of life and death, Chukwokike, and has mandated that our leader, Dede Nnamdi Kanu, must to come and rescue us. And he has come. And he's in the dungeon. United Nations, God release our leader for us. American government, God release our leader, Dede Nnamdi Kanu for us. Every nation on this earth, God release them. Yeah, you people are threat to the world. Biafrans, the ancient race in the world, we must exist. Whether referendum or no referendum. I be. And no idiot on this planet earth will stop it. The earlier you release our leader now, the better for your people. And all the leaders in Biafra land, both the governor, all the PG, your people are completely stupid. And no apology. Okay, she's 50 years. I'm from Omawa in all province, Biafra land. You want me to be slave to Britain? Britain that created Nigeria through Federico Land in the year 1940 with his girlfriend, the Flora Shaw. That is what you people, stupid governors and the politicians are protecting Nigeria. Nigeria, amalgamated in the year 1940. And the Sochima Mbanali, see that clip you played. 40 people died in Tiger Base. And those innocent people being kidnapped, and the soldiers say they will go and they will come back if they're innocent. Are they not innocent? If not, that make the other guy to jump out from the window and expose their evil deed. Check all those people there. Our kidney, our liver, taken to white people. What type of shame to Africans? Our leader, Nnamdi Kanu, must be released. And unconditional. And now, useless idiot everywhere. All the Jonathan and the Lozier. Look at it, they deserve respect. Arrogant to fools. Nonsense. That chicken doesn't know that. Oh, Allah, the chicken doesn't. The weather referendum or no referendum. So that the China happy. Oh, yeah.
Okay, this is where we bring this program to an end. Thank you very much, guys, for being part of this. Thank you very much for joining. This program runs from 5 until 7 a.m. every morning. 5 to 7 a.m. every morning here on Radio Biafra 102.1 FM. And you can find Radio Biafra on various platforms. You can find Radio Biafra on our website. You can go to radiobiafra.co. You can also go to ipob.org. From this website, you can listen to the radio and you can also browse through the information on the website. We have various apps. We have Radio Biafra app that you can download easily from your phone. We also have IPOB Community Radio. These are very low data usage apps that you can download easy. And if you have Simple Radio, just search for Radio Biafra and you'll find us. We are also live on Facebook, on YouTube, on different platforms. Therefore, there is no reason why you cannot join us in this march to mental emancipation. There is no reason why you cannot be part of this march. So thank you very much for being part of this program. I say have a wonderful, wonderful day. Keep your head high. You are a Biafran. Only you can save yourself. Ndewo no Chineke. And do not forget, lest I forget, that Maazi Chinasa Nworu will be here on the radio. He will be here on Saturday, the 13th of April, 2024, which is just this Saturday. He will be live on this radio for brutal exposure. He'll be making some exposures. Do not forget. In fact, you should set your timer, and the time is 7:30 p.m. Biafra time. 7:30 p.m. Biafra time. Ndewo no Chineke.